multi-billion-dollar industry, and
All right.
you can pay an athlete. I mean, it's just, who cares? That stuff.
Coach Rod said, as long as Vegas got parlays, it's all suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's where all the money's at. You know what I mean? That's what drives football now. Think about how many more people are watching football and paying subscriptions for YouTube or whatever they're doing, just so they can follow their fantasy or they can follow their bets. People that really don't know anything about football, people that never even played football. But this is what drives them into the sport and being a fan. It's the betting. It's fantasy. You know what I mean? You take that out of it and watch, and it'd be amazing, the difference.
But I think this clip here sums up why Ohio State under Ryan Day has kind of fallen a little bit. Now they still made it to the playoffs, still have maintained some, but there's just something a little off, and I think this is why a coaching change is probably needed. And I'm gonna play this video here. This video here is also from the 2014 championship season. This is Curtis Grant, the leadership, and he breaks it down beautifully here.
We gotta create our own fucking energy. Now we out there playing like pussies. They're not better than us. We gonna turn up this second half, and I'm gonna punch that fucking ticket. Cause this is my last fucking year. I'm down that field fucking day, man. I ain't got but one more time. I see you. We ain't got but one fucking time. What you gonna be made of?
One thing that gets forgotten a lot, and that is the ingredient to actually go win a championship. The most important ingredient, one that is not star related, it is not stat related, and it's something we had in 2014 that I don't believe they've had since, and that is exceptional leadership. That those kids on that team that can get everyone else, the Michael Jordan effect, raise their level of play, right? Get that buy-in and kind of rip their chest open and put their heart out there to their teammates to go do extraordinary
stuff. I told y'all before, I did not feel.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right. They have not had it since that year.
No.
They've been playing soft, especially under Ryan Day, because it's not just in football; it's anything. Chris, and you agree to this. You've been in showrooms. The salespeople take on the mentality of the management, and it's the same. Right? It's the same, especially in football or any sports. The players take on the mentality of the coaches, and those guys back then under Ryan or Urban Meyer, they took on his mentality. You know, he just couldn't find it again, that same type of intensity after 14. But Ryan Day, look at him. He don't even have any enthusiasm on the line. When he's standing on the sideline, there's no enthusiasm. I couldn't play for a guy like that. I watched that video right there. That video brings tears to my eyes when I watch it. And the reason being because this guy knows he's not going to the NFL. He says it. This is my last game.
That was against Michigan too, by the way.
I'll fucking die on that field if I have to. That is someone who loves the game. Could you imagine being in that locker room and you're another player and you're hearing that? I'll fucking die on that field. This is my last. This is it for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
This is my last game I'll ever play a football ever in my life. You know, what it does. It brings tears to my eyes. That kind of passion. So, I mean, that's what's been missing. Every game we watch, you hear me say it all the time, Joseph. These some bitches play flat. These guys ain't got no heart. These guys, there ain't no physicality. They get punked. They're soft. You know what I mean? That's what's happened these last 3 years against Michigan. They just come in physical. They just come in and they've come in with Harbaugh's mentality and beat our asses like punks. That's what they've done.
Well, not only
that's what's irritating because we're more talented. We have better players. We've recruited better, and they're not coaching them. They're getting out coached. It drives me out of my mind.
And not only that,
it was devastating. It was devastating. It's crushing. Yeah.
Screw him. It's devastating for the fans.
He said it like he didn't care either. You notice that when you watch that? He just showed like he just didn't care. I don't know about you, Chris, but I watched this game yesterday, Chris. I just felt like it was just kind of like this son of a bitch is leaving. Like he just don't care. I played Kyle this year, my guy, and Marv's going to the NFL. Great. And that's it. I'm leaving.
Get out. I want an Ohio guy. I want an Ohio guy on that sideline.
You know when that game was won yesterday? When Zach
Kickoff.
when Zach when Zach who's the right guard who actually had surgery and he's coming back. Shout out to him. Hope prayers gets recovery. Who's the right guard? Zach Zinter? Zinner?
Yeah, our guy. Yeah.
Yeah. When he got hurt and he had surgery yesterday and he's going to bounce back.
The very next play they ran it.
Yeah. But did you see how galvanized the sideline was?
Yeah.
And they ran it right down their throat. And I'm like, this is the kind of shit I saw back then when the Curtis Grant guys were here. When Meyer was here.
Harbaugh said it best. He likes the team like he likes his mom's bathing suit in one piece.
Well, he makes some awkward statements, but he is a weird guy. But I mean, no, it's just like there's leadership over there. There's no leadership. I don't see, and Zach Smith talked about it on the show today. Shout out to Minute Sports. Go subscribe. There's no leadership. I don't see the leadership.
There shows.
And when that happened yesterday, somebody in the past teams, Curtis Graham or somebody would pull all those dudes aside and say, hey, they're fired up now. We got to match their intensity. They didn't match it. And it just came out with their heads up their asses. And Michigan, though, they came out firing. And you could see the shift in momentum in that point of the game because Michigan said they looked like a team with leadership that we just haven't had the last 3 years.
Especially last year. Marvin Harrison gets knocked out of the game. We're running away with the game. We're up middle of the third quarter, and we squander away that damn lead. Nobody took charge.
Mm-hmm. And he did try to go for it more. He settled for a field goal.
Right.
It bit him in the ass. It bit him in the ass.
And that's the other thing that drives me crazy. That's why I love when Urban was there. Man, all those years I was watching, we always scored on the first possession. They just gashed. They gashed defenses. Tempo. Red zone. Number one in red zone.
Anymore.
We're terrible in the red zone.
They came out with tempo yesterday, but
no, they're not running tempo like when Urban was there, man.
That's the tempo they should be running. You know what I mean? Like where it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Precise. I mean, it's just totally different. Get this dude. I'm sick of him. No, I'm serious. I hope he does take. I hope he ends up in New England.
And he's leaving.
Get out.
If he doesn't leave, they're going to fire him. I mean, you can't. I get it. Whatever. You're 51 and whatever against.
He's 1-6 now against top 5 opponents. That's
exactly
not Ohio State.
You're gone. It's not. You don't. It doesn't happen. Now, as I've always said with Harbaugh, what's the alternative? But I genuinely believe that there's a better alternative out there.
You're Ohio State. You go out and get some guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you can get the Vrabel of the world. To me, Vrabel just makes the most sense. But because Tennessee blows and, I think that he'd be willing to leave for that guy. He's an Ohio guy. He gets it. He understands it. He's the tough leader mentality type of guy. And I just think it makes most sense for Ohio State.
Bushrod said, who do you think we should get? Well, he just mentioned Vrabel. Now, obviously, we don't know what Vrabel wants to do, but I think if you can get Mike Vrabel, you take him. I think Vrabel's great in college. He can recruit well. Younger guy, fiery guy. You can keep Hartline on the staff, run the offense. He's recruit. Hartline's a phenomenal recruiter. You don't want to lose him. But also, I think Luke Fickell would be a name you consider because he's an Ohio guy. Also connections with Hartline. And I think Fickell at Ohio State would, on a second time around, probably do a lot better. Plus, my best friends on the staff, too, would come with him. But anyways, and I think, too, Dan Lanning. I'd take Dan Lanning right now over Ryan Day.
Well, yeah.
I like Dan Lanning. I think Dan Lanning's like a young Urban Meyer. Very aggressive. Look what he did in Oregon in 1 year. They have a culture. They're aggressive. He's mean. He's got attitude. Go watch his speech before when they played Colorado. He said what did he say? They got like fake Louis or something. They went out there to smash their asses right down the throat because the team galvanized their coach. I mean, Dan Lanning with Ohio State would kill. And I like Dan Lanning personally.
Well, I want an Ohio guy though. It's just something I don't. And Gergs, it goes like when I was texting you last night. I don't Here, all those years we were beating Michigan, if we didn't win a national title, I wasn't happy. I don't know if we just have gotten spoiled over the years. You know what I mean? And I still don't care if we beat Michigan or not. I don't give a shit. All I care about is winning the national title.
But that's how you get there.
Well, no, it's an obstacle.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't really care if we beat. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I don't really care that we lost yesterday. All I hope is we can still get another opportunity.
But
you know what I mean?
That was your opportunity, and you blew it.
Well, some things move around a little bit. They still got an opportunity. And
I know, but you gotta control your destiny when you have it. That's why Urban Meyer first emphasis Urban Meyer put on that game on the field was that game.
I know that, but what I'm saying, and I'm not one of these people that, go blow my head off that lost to Michigan. Who the hell? It's just, you know what I mean? There's people I worked with that were like that yesterday. They're like, oh my God, like it just fall off the face of the earth. Like life's over. They lost to Michigan again. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter. They're just another obstacle to the main prize. In Columbus, that's what it is. And what I'm getting at is I don't care even if he's beaten Michigan every year, which he hasn't. He hasn't beat them once.
He beat him 1 year.
He beat him once.
with Urban's team.
Yeah.
So, but he hasn't got it done after that, and so I'm not happy with him because of that. I don't even care about the Michigan. Your job is to win national titles in Columbus, and you haven't.
So you're the 1-6 basically against top 5 opponents.
That's what bothers me. I don't care about the Michigan bullshit. I don't care. I don't look at the Michigan game any different than I look at Michigan State, or I don't really care. All I want is a national title. If we don't win a national title, it's a failure. That's how it is in Columbus.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how it is in Michigan too.
Chris, you guys haven't. No, it's not, Chris. You guys haven't won an outright title since '48. What are you talking about?
Well, but it's. I mean, I have the same feeling.
Well, no, but you guys you hadn't beat Ohio State. Now it's what I'm saying is, you guys. You haven't won an outright since '48. Is what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
We've won many after.
But again, I feel the same way. If we don't win a national title, I don't feel great about it.
Well, now you do because you beat Ohio State the last 3 years. So now you want to.
I've always thought that.
Well,
obviously, winning the title is the ultimate.
I don't think the pressure in Ann Arbor is the same as Columbus.
Well, I mean,
no one
hasn't been great. I tell you that. I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you, but
yeah, there's not the same level of pressure to even on the players in Ann Arbor than there is in Columbus. I mean, you listen to some of the players. Even the players say it. They're like they just feel like there's no margin for error. They can't lose a game. They can't. You know what I mean? The coaches say that. That's why I think Urban used to say that. That's why he'll never, like Zach Smith was saying, there's zero chance he'd ever take that job back. It's just too stressful. I mean, you just cannot. And look at the way I'm bitching. I'm just some measly old 46-year-old fool who lives in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. You know what I mean? I'm not an alumni. I'm not a heavy donor. I'm not somebody with influence there, but I can just imagine the heat that they get. But Ohio State is Ohio State fans just become spoiled over the years. It's how Alabama is now, and Georgia's probably going to be like that now. Like here, if we don't win a national title, it's a failure.